what happens when you're seeing a child patient and the custody arrangements maybe change during the course of treatment. Perhaps, there's a few different examples of this. I think maybe the majority would be if the parents are getting a divorce in the midst of treatment. How do you navigate that?
If you've got the family engaged in treatment and the kid's been coming and you've met both parents, that tends to be much easier than the case of a new patient coming in while the parents are in the midst of the divorce. You can see that it's going to be a battle. But to go back to the former, hopefully you've developed a good relationship with the parents. It is indisputable that it's not actually divorce that's so terrible for the kids. It is how the parents treat each other when they're with the children and when they're not with the children, with respect to not saying bad things about the other parent. And it's all about how well you co-parent that determines whether or not the divorce is going to take a mental health toll on your children. In general, the younger the kids are at divorce, the better the outcomes, just in general. There's data to suggest that actually the hardest age for your parents to go through a divorce is when you're in college, so you're not even legally a minor anymore. But college students whose parents divorce tend to have the worst mental health outcomes. It's not definitive, but it's definitely the older kids are when the parents divorce, the worse the outcomes are mental health wise for those kids.
Any speculations on why that might be?
Divorce is an emotional process, and if the kids are very young when it happens, even if there's several years of conflict or problems, with time, the emotions die down, the parents meet someone else, and the level of conflict kind of balances out before the kids are even old enough to have strong memories there. So I think it's very subjective. There's lots of different theories about this. In addition, very young kids aren't as aware of what is a relationship or having romantic feelings towards someone else. And, once the kids get to 9, 10 or teenage years, they know about relationships. It's very distressing to them that, their parents don't love each other anymore. And then there's other concerns as well about where are we going to live, what's going to happen financially. And then if you have parents, unfortunately, a lot of sharing of adult information tends to go on with kids once they hit 10, 11, 12, 13. And, it's a parent. You can empathize with parents who do that because they're looking for someone to understand their suffering, but it has very poor outcomes when you're using your kid as a therapist or source of support while you're going through a breakup.
Oh, that's so interesting because I feel like most of the depictions of it in the media are, we waited until they were 18, like we stuck it out for the kids, and the research might support the opposite.
So theoretically, quote, people sticking it out till the kids are 18, if they've stuck it out with perfect co-parenting and a happy household and then, I think that's a different case scenario. But if you're in your mindset sticking it out till your kid's 18, it's hard to hide that perfectly. And kids and teens are perceptive and bright and they know there's problems. So yeah, sticking out a unhappy relationship till the kids reach some magic age in general is not good for the kids nor for you. Like if the relationship has ended, recognize it, get help with co-parenting and splitting up, but like move on. The only thing that's going to make it better is ending it, getting new life and routine established and letting time pass.